Wide Awake in South Mississippi is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is the story of Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother, Kobe Bahanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is now available on Amazon. The Wide Awake in South Mississippi podcast is hosted by Anthony Allen. If you have a news story, or if you are a political candidate and want to get on the show, please give me a call at area code 904-860-2502. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Wide Awake in South Mississippi. Your host, Anthony Allen. So, I want y'all to think about something. Listening to both sheriff's candidates who recently ran during the Republican primary, both of them agreed that the jail was shorthanded. One said 65 and one said 80 down. Matt Haley's the one that said 65, and Lewis Elias said that they were down 80 at the jail. 65 or 80 correctional officers down at the jail, regardless of the number, is alarming. That tells me they're running this on a skeleton crew. Give you all a little bit of background on me. I am a Florida certified correctional officer, which means that I more than exceed having the training in the state of Mississippi by over 4 times. I am certified to do stuff that probably most of the people working at the jail are not. Just in my training. And that was right out of the academy. I had an entire 3-month academy I went to in the state of Florida. Before I went to the academy, I did 120 hours of onboarding. Then I hit the compound for about 3 months. Then I went to the academy for 3 months. Came out of the academy and had continuing training on top of that. Mississippi only requires, I think, 140 hours for correctional officers. It's a joke. But due to a political decision, and I do believe that the sole person responsible for this is Joe D. Rippey. I honestly believe that. Can't prove it, but I 100% believe it. Stop me, a very qualified candidate, from getting a job at the Harrison County Adult Detention Facility. There's a problem with this. When you're that shorthanded and you have somebody with my background and my credentials willing to do the job, there's a problem. That means that you don't care about the community. With a shorthanded jail, you're down to 760 beds inside the main facility. You cannot staff the work camp, which houses an additional 140 beds over on Cal and Lorraine Road. You don't have the manpower for it. And this is a big deal. This affects literally everybody in Harrison County. When you are that shorthanded at the jail, that means that crimes go unpunished. That means that cops can't enforce the laws on the street. That means that businesses are being victimized and the sheriff's department could care less. That's the attitude I'm getting. Nobody wants to really look at the real world ramifications that this has on polite society, on our society. These people work for us. I was willing to work to serve this county. And I'm making more doing what I do now than I would at the jail. And I'm still mad about it. I'm not mad that I personally didn't get the job. I'm mad that it was a political decision that caused me not to get the job when you're that shorthanded and you're playing with people's lives and livelihoods. That's a problem for me. And it should be a problem for you. Now, what else happens when you have a jail that's shorthanded? You have people that are not getting getting checked on properly. More than likely, I can't say that for sure, but I would imagine, if you're shorthanded, you have more tasks. You have more tasks amongst less people, and you have 12 hours to get everything done, and you have a set time to do this, a set time to do that. It makes you predictable to the inmate population of when you're going to do a security check so that they can do whatever they're going to do. It could lead to a situation where somebody's getting raped and nobody's catching it. Somebody's getting beat up and nobody's catching it. If they do catch it, it's too late to stop it. You're not going to catch it in the act. That amounts to cruel and unusual punishment, and it could amount to lawsuits against the county and against the jail. And guess who's going to have to foot that bill? Hi, it's me, John Q. Taxpayer. We're going to have to foot that bill. If you are in Harrison County and you are listening to my voice, that means you are going to have to foot that bill. That means that services that need the funds to be spent elsewhere are not going to be available, because now we have to pay for some inmate who just got raped, who just got assaulted. Supreme Court has deemed that prison rape is cruel and unusual punishment under the 8th Amendment. I guess people forget about that. The law against cruel and unusual punishment was passed back in 1791. It's one of our fundamental rights in this country that we hold so dear, called the Bill of Rights. But yet, we have a problem here when we can't put criminals where they belong. The only way to lock somebody up on a non-enhanceable misdemeanor, non-violent misdemeanor, or felony charge, the only way to lock somebody up for, property crime is to take them to Stone County. Well, police departments across the coast are short too. They're real short-handed in Biloxi, Gulfport, Long Beach, Pass Christianity, Iberville, as far as I know. They're real short-handed. So they have to take inmates all the way to the Stone County Regional Correctional Facility, all the way up to Wiggins. And they're still doing it. Being that they are taking them to Stone County, that takes a cop off the street for at least 2 hours out of his shift. So if a cop is 10 hours into his shift, you think he's going to arrest somebody that he knows he can't take to Harrison County? Absolutely not. He's probably not, because he don't want to deal with the paperwork. And when they get to Stone County, guess what? They can get released from Stone County by saying, I'm going to kill myself. Now the original arresting agency has to come back up there, pick them up, bring them all the way back down to Gulfport, and hope that they have room for them at Memorial Hospital. So we're looking at another 2 hours. So now we're 4 hours into a 12-hour shift? You think a cop really wants to deal with that? And why are we paying to ship our inmates all the way to Wiggins when we have a county jail that we pay for? Right there in Gulfport, right off Seaway Road. I'm a money guy. You want to find out what's going on, you follow the money. And right now, we're not getting our dollar's worth. Stone County's not going to transport them up there. The original arresting agency has to bring them there. That's also gas money and wear and tear on a police vehicle. Not to mention the hourly rate paying an officer to take a leisurely drive up to Wiggins. Do we not have a problem with this? I say we do. So, my questions that I would like to ask the sheriff, Troy Peterson, the Board of Supervisors, and what I would love to ask Matt Haley is, what are you going to do about it? But I don't think I'm going to get that chance. Whether I'm on the agenda or not, I will be at the very next board meeting for the Harrison County Board of Supervisors. I will be there. I will ask my questions. The First Amendment guarantees me the right for a redress of my grievances. I have grievances, and you should too. We all have grievances in this county. You don't let me speak? Okay, fine. Very well. I will file a lawsuit on constitutional grounds. I'm not playing. I'm overplaying. I'm done. I've had it. I don't like the way my coast is looking. This is my home. I know I spent time out of state. Biloxi's always been my home. Always will be. To the day I die. When I die, you can dig me a hole and bury me right there in Biloxi Cemetery. And I can't look around without getting sick to my stomach and seeing what I'm seeing. And I don't like it. I don't. I've had it. I have already reached out to the board secretary, as I mentioned in the previous episode, and I reached out to Rebecca Powers, who's the president of the Board of Supervisors for Harrison County. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get my grievances out on the record, or there's going to be a problem. And I'm not playing with you. I'm not going to play with you. It's either going to get out because you allow me to get it out, and we do it the right way. We do it the peaceful way. We follow what the Constitution says that I have a right to do. Or, option B, we find out what's behind door number 2. And what's behind door number 2 is I will type up my own lawsuit. I will file my own lawsuit. I will not hire an attorney because I don't need one. And we'll see what happens from there. Maybe I win, maybe I lose. The ball's in your court. I'm not above it. Matter of fact, it's just on my level to pull a stunt. I don't want to do that. I don't even really want to go to the Board of Supervisors meeting. I want stuff to be done the proper way, the right way. I want my employees to do their job that I'm paying them to do. I want my representatives to look out for my best interest. I want my representatives to look out for the best interest of business owners in this county. I want my employees to say, we have a problem. Here's what we're going to do to fix it. And we're going to head on in charge, get going in that direction. Or we're at least going to drop and try to struggle toward the finish line. But I'm not hearing that from anybody. And it's appalling. It's disturbing. It's sick. If I sound angry, I am. I'm very angry. And you should be too. I don't want to do this. But I don't see anybody else stepping up. I don't see anybody stepping up that has my knowledge either on the inner workings of how stuff should work. All I see is just political hacks out there looking for a reason to not do their job. I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with it. It's called corruption. It's called malfeasance in office. It's called services not rendered. It's called you're not doing your job that I'm paying you to do. Let this be a warning to all five board members, the board secretary, and the sheriff. Yes, I'm coming after you, and I am challenging you to do the right thing. And if you don't do the right thing, you're going to see a whole lot of me. And I'm not a pretty guy to look at. And every time you see me, I'm going to stick a camera in your face and ask you why. And if you try to stop me, you try to hide from me, I'm going to put you out on Front Street. And everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to know about it. I'm done. I've had it. I'm over it. Y'all have a nice day.